Hey everybody, welcome back to Hammered Halo. I am Rob, and today we're going to be pumping out our septic tanks. There's also going to be an inspection to come, and hopefully we learn a lot today because there's a lot of unanswered questions that I have, and if you need answers, stick around because that's what we're going to do today.
Hey now, take a step outside and seize the day now. Set aside your worries, it's okay now. The sun is here to stay.
I just want to take a second just to clarify what this channel is all about. There's a bit of confusion around it. First and foremost, we are downsizing from our current home. Also, we are working toward becoming completely debt-free. So all the videos we're doing, the renovations around our home, the maintenance on our home, all is working toward the sale of this house and ultimately toward a debt-free lifestyle. So just wanted to clear that up. There's been some people asking what the channel is about. This is what it's about. So hopefully you guys can learn some stuff through some of the videos we're putting out, some of the DIY renovations and maintenance around your home, and hopefully it can help you. So that being said, let's get right back to playing with the septic tanks. So this is an inspection for our septic tanks for the purpose of a potential buyer. So we've hired the company to come and clean out our tanks so that the inspector can come and inspect the tanks. So that this video is all about inspecting of a septic tank, an old one, it's 40 years old. Well, it looks like our septic sucker just showed up, and also the inspector that the buyer has hired is following right behind him. So this could be good. I'm anxious to see what's going on inside these tanks. I'm not anxious to see inside the tanks, but what the tanks look like after they've been cleaned out, I am quite interested in. I got a lot of questions, and hopefully they can have the answers to these. What, the tanks are tiny?
No, the little hooks they use to put it in place.
Oh, to drop the lid on, yeah. I noticed that.
They're so small compared to now.
Yeah.
They use a cable, like a fair-sized cable.
Right.
So I see you've got a heater in here to...
No, it's a pump, an aeration pump. I don't know, I read online somewhere that if you create that micro bubbles, it creates a different bacteria to eat the biomat on the lawn. That's why I tried it. And the first year it cleaned it right up, like it dried it out within, like, I don't know, three-quarters way through the summer. Everybody online said it wouldn't work, but it did do something because the lawn dried right out, right? And then I just plugged it in after I built this wall 2 weeks ago for the first time since, I don't know, a year now, right? Hadn't been plugged in, so it did something. I just don't know what. I mean, it makes a wicked smell because it's constantly brewing it, right?
Yeah, it's always in agitation. So
Yeah.
That would be odorous.
Yeah, so it's just a little aeration pump is all. It's like a fish tank pump, right?
You bet, yeah. How long have you been here?
12 years.
I've been here before.
Yeah, you have. Yeah.
Yeah.
I had one other guy do it. You and one other guy. That's the only ones
Is that
been
right,
out there. Yeah. So you've been here 2 or 3 times, and he's been here.
I've been here before.
Yeah.
I've been here before.
So it's been about 4 or 5 times since. So how big are these tanks? Do you know, roughly?
Well, this is a 750.
What's the lifespan usually?
Well, they figure between 20 and 25 years.
Okay.
So, and anything after 25 years, that's gravy.
Right.
But I mean, I've seen some systems. It really depends. Two things that are really critical to it. It depends on the occupants, just how they use it.
Yeah.
And it also depends upon the soil.
See, we don't use bleach,
Okay.
and we don't ever flush girly things.
Yeah. that is a big deal
Yes.
because a lot of people do, and it is nothing but problems.
And we don't use Drano or anything like that.
Well,
I do use vinegar.
vinegar is great. Yeah, you bet. That's
good.
that's great.
I've never bought
Yeah.
any of those.
Yeah.
Because someone did tell me, yeah, you got to be careful with the septics.
So does this tank sit above the other one, or is it just split in the middle?
That's what I'm going to find out. I think that this is what we call a false bottom.
Yeah.
Because this, I don't think that this side here is as deep as that side.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that goes all the way
Yes, it
under.
does.
Yeah.
It does, yeah. I just wanted him to vacuum that plug there,
Yeah.
because that can grow and block the flow from the house into the tank.
That's cool.
Gross, eh?
Yeah.
They're usually round,
Okay.
and I mean, so this really, that is real history. There's just so few of these tanks, but they made an excellent tank.
Yeah.
And you're right. Anything below the water line is still sound.
Still good. Yeah.
And
Like I'm trying to, I'd hate for him to have to go to the extent of a new tank when you don't have to, right? Like that's, and the same with me. With if we can't even make a deal, I still got to do something with this, right? And I had already bought the lateral lines, but if it's a plug problem out there from just saturation or something, that can still be done as a field further down, I would imagine.
Yeah. Okay.
Right?
So there is a break here
Yeah.
now. So because that's why this has come to surface here. This will need to be opened up here.
Yeah.
Anyways, and
And the brake fixed.
But
yeah.
weren't you thinking of like Pete when he looked
Well, I
at
was
it?
abandoning it and going down there, but if
and
this
going-
is just a break, it's easier to just dig this up and fix
No,
the
because
break.
then you have to do the soil testing and stuff. He said it's better off to just go to the
Well,
point.
that's what I don't get involved in this end.
Right.
I don't. I inspect the tanks and
But if it was your place, would you just dig this up, or would you do the? Keep in mind we have the pipe,
yeah.
Yeah.
so
Well,
that's all I'm asking.
Yeah, and fair enough. I don't know what kind of soil that you have here. It's got to be fairly decent because this has lasted this long.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
One of the drawbacks about having a bubble system like this
Yeah.
is that it keeps all the suspended solids in suspension,
Yeah.
and so like this here is a big settling chamber.
Yeah.
And all the heavies go to the bottom, the floaters go to the top, and then,
Right.
then you got the effluent in the middle, and that transfers over
Through there.
here,
Yeah.
which needs to be rebuilt a little bit. This top side is open; it's not supposed to be.
Yeah.
And so that comes over here, and then it should settle out again here. So it'll settle here, and you'll still have floaters coming to the top, because this isn't. If this was twice the size, then it'd be more efficient at settling.
Right.
They don't build this size of tank anymore.
Right.
The
Okay.
smallest they build is 1,000, and if a new tank was going to go in here, it's probably a 1,500. So twice as big.
Okay. Right.
And so with the bubbler, with the everything in constant motion,
Yeah.
then it just sends more suspended solids out.
Right.
So that's my opinion on it.
Yeah.
But you know, you say that did give you some positive results.
Absolutely, yeah.
I can't dispute that at
Okay.
all. You know, and
A lot of people online did.
I know.
You know, like-
you know, there are some very specific opinions on
Yeah,
it. You know,
yeah. But it dried up that first summer. It was
Yeah, it
like
did.
completely,
We could actually
completely
mow
dried
and
up.
get it stuck.
Yeah.
Well,
So
how do you argue with that?
Yeah, you can. I don't think you can.
Yeah.
Right.
But
So
I
don't.
would have to. So I mean, this is not working right now because it's draining out the top of that pipe.
Right. And where's
So-
the pipe that is supposed to drain out?
Well, I
Under
can
that?
pull that block off and have a
Okay.
look.
It's under there though, right?
Yeah, it
I
is.
get it. So it lifts and then drains.
Yeah.
I get it.
It's really odd because that's a cement block, and that floats up. How does that happen? Well, it does. Well, now it's not anymore.
Okay.
But that's what it did for umpteen years.
But what would stop it from coming up?
Well, the insides of it
Yeah.
do fall apart.
Oh.
And then it loses its
Buoyancy.
yeah, well, it doesn't fit anymore.
Right, okay.
You know, and
Got
so
it.
I mean, I can flip that over and we can have a look at the inside.
Yeah.
I mean, there's really nothing to lose because it's not working as it is.
So it's really just a trickle system now.
Yeah. I'm just going to try to fish that out
Yeah.
and just see if I can. Quite often the underside of that is broken, but I know that this isn't because it's holding water.
Right.
So, but
Okay. It's amazing that block floats up. Though.
it does. I know
don't
it.
get it.
You know, how would you ever think that'd be possible? But
Yeah.
that's the design of it.
Wow.
You gonna leave this up again?
Is that,
Interesting.
Mary,
Who?
I can make
Yeah.
it work.
or is that clay?
Poop.
So I went ahead and did a little bit of research online and found out that what we have is actually called a Bell siphon system. The concrete block is not actually supposed to float up. What it does is causes a siphon in the tank to suck the water out within that chamber. So I've included a demonstration video to fully explain this, so let's take a look.
A bell siphon has three basic parts: a reservoir, the bell, and a riser. Here's how it works. As the water fills the reservoir, the surface of the water is equally exposed to atmospheric pressure. Outside the bell, it's exposed to the atmosphere from the open top of the reservoir. And inside the bell, it's exposed to atmospheric pressure through the empty riser tube. As the water rises, it eventually forms a seal over the riser tube inside the bell, closing off the bell's connection to the atmospheric pressure. As the water falls through the riser pipe, it creates a vacuum inside the bell, drawing more water from the reservoir up and out. Eventually, the water level in the reservoir drops below the bell, allowing air to enter and breaking the siphon. As the remaining water drains from the riser, the pressure inside the bell returns to atmospheric and the process starts all over again.
Mark right there.
Yeah.
Okay,
That's where
so
the pipe sits,
so
yeah.
this is supposed to be sitting on top of the pipe
Yeah.
in that little cradle right here.
Yeah.
But it's been sitting over here, and so
Gotcha.
there's a lot of things that come into play. Like for example, this breather tube has got to be installed again.
Yeah.
But this is all doable stuff.
Right. So is that a
So
it's a metal fitting in there?
No, it's PVC.
It's PVC.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is something that you can do,
Yeah.
but we need to get it out for you to do it. And I think to get that out, I got to suit up
Right.
and get in there and pick it up.
And then we need an adapter with an elbow on it to
Well,
bring the
I
pipe.
can explain to you what you need. Yeah, it's just PVC elbows.
It won't work well if it's not sitting on the
Well, it
lip?
can't get the water, it can't get out, so it ends up coming out this overflow line instead of going there. So it trickles out and down.
Oh.
So if that's supposed to sit on those steps there, then maybe the block isn't supposed to raise, because the water could easily get into there then. No?
Yeah, well,
But then how would the water get into that area?
usually these have just fallen apart.
Right.
It's really rare that you come across one of these that's still intact.
Yeah. doesn't happen, eh?
That's rare.
Oh, this is a first. That's good.
That's not necessarily a first, but it really does not happen very often.
Right. They used
And-
better concrete back then.
Oh, for sure.
They do.
100%.
Yeah,
100%. Yeah.
Yeah,
No
I agree.
question. And the tanks that they're putting out now,
Yeah.
you'll never get this lifespan out of them.
No, I agree.
You won't.
Yeah. But what are they made of now? Fiberglass or?
There's a lot of fiberglass in it. Uh-huh.
There is. Okay. Yeah. And I'm surprised at how, like, even the walls of this, it's all concrete, right? So all the walls they seem good.
Yeah. Anything below the water line will be just like the day that it was put in.
Is that
honestly,
right?
Honestly. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's above where the air can get at it.
Yeah.
That's
But
when it starts
decay,
to
yeah.
have a hard time.
Right.
I can explain for you how to do this, or I can get involved. And if I get involved, it's going to cost you money.
How much money?
Well, how much?
Well, okay. I don't want to be chintzy,
Right.
but if I'm going to pull that out, we're going to clean that. But I'll tell you what to do,
Yeah.
and you'll have to go and get the material for it.
Right.
And it's $150.
Okay. And I'll go grab the material.
Yeah.
I could do that.
Yeah.
If you want to do that, that'd be cool.
Okay. Then do you have a garden hose, something that we can put a little bit of pressure behind it, because we need to flush out that line, so that, because chances are that half-inch line is plugged up.
Right.
So-
Okay. Yeah, we can tie a hose onto the bib out here.
Okay, you do that, and I'll suit up and get in there and pull that out.
Okay. Sounds good.
That's the kind of day we have. Soon as the snow melts, everything will be green. Still a few more weeks left. Look at the greenest part. Let's get fertilized.
At least you got good gear, Helly Hansen gear.
Okay, there we are. I think we're good.
Want to hose it in there?
Now, as much as I get into my work, I don't want to get
Okay, I'll do it.
just so you're just gonna go right down there, just
Yeah.
and then it's gonna shoot out here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it's coming.
Let me turn that side.
Oh, wrong!
Sorry,
okay.
it was stuck, man.
Been there before? Okay, just do that again.
Okay.
Yeah. Good. That looks good. That looks good. That's really good. Okay, that's great.
Okay.
All right. Usually, the cement here is all corroded to where it's just nothing, but
Yeah.
but you still got a good saddle there.
It's because it never sat on it. Right? The pipe never actually did its job. And the block never did its job.
So that's good. Okay. So you need. So this is. You're going to have a nipple coming out of here.
Yeah.
Then it's going to elbow.
Yeah.
It's going to come up to here.
Yeah.
Then it's going to elbow again, and elbow again, and come back down.
Oh, okay.
And
Let me turn that off. So,
and Rob,
yeah.
there is nobody that's going to know. So and it had to have been vacuumed up years ago, I guess, because this has just this whole attachment here
Yeah.
has just come unglued right there and fallen out and been vacuumed
it's
up.
gone. Yeah, okay. I get
And
it.
otherwise we could just stick it right back in, because this so just a nipple, so it'll be a close nipple there, eh?
Yeah.
And just elbow,
Yeah.
and then elbow again, and then elbow again, so it's coming back down, and
Yeah.
and then this so you'll have a long nipple there, about 2 inches.
So I need 1, 2, 3 elbows. One that'll fit in that pipe there.
Yeah. So
right?
so this is a half inch,
Yeah.
and
And a little length of
yeah,
pipe.
and so I mean, if you had a foot of pipe, that's really all that you would need.
Okay, so 1/2 inch pipe and the elbows.
Yeah. So a 2 foot of pipe.
You want me to run and grab them, or?
Do you have a measuring tape we can
Yeah.
throw on here and just get an exact measurement on it?
I'm 6 feet. I totally.
Keep our distance of 6
Yeah.
feet. We're playing in
You know,
shit right now.
You'll have to sand this.
Yeah. So it's ½ inch inside. Or
Well,
outside pipe. It would be ½ inch.
that's actually 5/8 ID. Just take a picture of that.
Okay, hold on a sec. Gotta zoom in.
Can you see that?
So it is a 5/8 ID.
yeah,
Okay.
it is. That's really odd.
Do you
but-
have any pipe in those
Not
buckets?
that.
No,
no.
this is
Yeah.
on the oddball shelf.
It really is, yeah. Being 5/8. What?
I don't know. Honestly, I have no idea. And they do not make this stuff anymore.
Yeah.
So you need a pipe that is 5/8 OD is what you need.
Right. So if it works, like it couldn't have worked before maybe because of that air, but that still would have been underwater, possibly.
Yeah, I mean you can come up with half a dozen different opinions and really have no way of knowing which one was right.
Right. Well, I think we just put it back on, make sure it sits on the steps.
Okay.
And because logically that still should work. Like, to me, it can't not work just because the breather tube is not there.
Well, that is part of the process. It is part of the functioning of it. Now, what I would suggest here is this. I suggest opening up this crack and then filling that in.
Yeah.
And like this baffle wall here.
Yeah.
That's intact. That looks good. That's usually not.
Okay.
And so that one's good. Now there's another one on this side that separates this chamber from that chamber.
Yeah.
And the top of that has broken away and needs to be rebuilt.
Okay.
So but I can rebuild it from this side.
Yeah.
I don't have to have the tank empty.
Right.
Ordinarily I'd rebuild it from that side. But
Oh, I see,
I can
okay.
access it here.
Yeah.
So that's fine. And there's
And you just rebuild it with concrete?
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this is something that you could do if you wanted to do it.
Right.
And there are some other cracks here that I would recommend being done.
Right. But they're on the lid of the tanks, right?
Yes.
The cracks,
Yeah.
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 Okay.
Now, I also see ordinarily this tank here would be covered.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and because it's so close to the surface, I'd recommend putting a 2-inch styrofoam sheet
Yeah.
on here,
Yeah.
and then putting the dirt on,
Okay.
and
So why do you suggest that? Why should it be covered? Because Janine's always told me it should be covered, and I've always
I
told her
always
it
thought
shouldn't
that
be.
was code with septic tanks. There's
well,
gotta.
that's not necessarily code, but an exposed tank like this doesn't freeze.
Never.
This hill here never gets snow.
Well, no, it gets snow, but it doesn't.
It
doesn't-
Even the cold, it doesn't.
No.
I've never. It's always bubbled. It's all like
Yeah.
it's never been frozen ever. Maybe it's because of hot water coming in. I don't know.
Well, sure. Okay, and it certainly helps with the fact that you've got 4 in the home, and so and with this being a small tank, you got 4 in the home. So this is not constantly, but is flushing out. So there's a lot of action. There's
And we
a lot,
never leave.
Okay, and
So that's
and
another
that,
thing
that's
then.
that's where I was going to go.
Yeah.
Where you get into trouble with this being exposed, that if you do take off, it'll freeze.
Oh yeah,
it
I
just
could
will
see
freeze.
that. Okay, yeah. So we don't go anywhere.
Okay.
We don't take holidays. We just it's
Not
work.
anymore like we used to. Yeah.
Okay.
And even like we used to before we moved here.
Yeah.
Since we moved here, we've never went anywhere.
Okay.
We're always here, other than maybe a weekend or something.
Okay. Now, keep in mind that these are suggestions,
Yeah. Okay.
and so whoever else comes here, and if they are gone for 2 weeks,
Mhm.
and if it's January, February,
Yeah.
it'll freeze.
I could see that. Yeah. Okay. I never even thought of that, but yeah, that's.
And so in your situation, and so this is what we install. So this is an adapter lid.
Mm-hmm.
So this is a septic lid with a cast in place corrugated plastic riser.
Yeah.
With a fiberglass lid.
Right.
And so that's what I would suggest.
So
that
they're just risers on here then, with a lid on top.
Yeah. And and instead of having to uncover this, do you put dirt on here at all?
No, not. It falls. I put this here.
Yeah, to prevent it. Okay.
Yeah, and so it had covered over that lid. I dug this out last week to put the wall in, right?
That is what I would suggest, Rob.
Mm-hmm.
And now for your situation, you've shown that you don't need it. For most everybody else, I mean, a large part of what I used to do with my other company was unthaw frozen systems after people had returned from a holiday.
Oh, okay.
That was just a common thing.
Okay.
January, February, we're several a day, every day.
Right. Yeah, I can see that. I never even considered that, but makes sense if we weren't here.
Yeah.
Isn't that what I suggested to you?
Now, don't get me involved in that.
You did, and I was wrong.
See?
Whoa!
It's about...
Whoa! I could take a lesson there.
Yeah. So if I just put risers on it,
It's
and
easy
lids.
access.
And you can, okay, you can go, this is a 24-inch, so even if you wanted to just carry on with cement lids,
yeah. Well, I'd rather not. If I'm going to do the plastic risers, I'll just get the lids that come with those.
so honestly, you could go two ways. You could put a cement extension on here, whatever you wanted, a 1 foot extension. It comes in 1 foot, 18 inches or 2 feet.
Yeah.
A cement extension, and then with another cement lid. Or you could go with this way that I showed you, and it's it really gives a nice finished look.
Right.
And it's just really
Clean.
it is. It is.
Is there a seal between the concrete and that riser?
Yeah, there's
Okay.
a mastic seal.
Again, you were right.
I've been telling you,
Boy,
I do my own research too, though.
Am I ever eating it, hey?
Yes.
Holy
and you
shit.
should, because you have to stop and listen
recorded.
to others that are
recorded.
professionals.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm eating
So-
my words.
So let me see if I can find this pipe.
Yeah, I think.
really would like to get that.
Yeah,
get-
so
get
would I,
that
because it
put
can't.
together.
In my opinion, it cannot work without it. It has to burp, and it can't burp without drawing air.
Yeah.
Okay,
So, yeah, that makes
Okay.
sense.
I'm more interested in how much that riser is going to cost us. Would you do it, or would you?
Well, I would do it if I
you
found
do
it. It's not hard to do.
Okay, I'll tell you where to go.
Okay.
And I'm taking money away from myself, but because most people don't do this.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah,
You can do it. So you can just take your Sawzall and trim that down to the height that you want.
yeah. And then how does it fasten to the concrete?
It's a green.
So,
it's a black.
So you'll have to pay for the mastic.
Oh, it's mastic, okay.
And
Okay,
so clean this off.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
really broom it off, really clean.
yep,
And even take a propane torch to the underside of the lid
Yeah.
and warm it up.
okay.
And it's not really, it's not, I mean, you can do it. It's not like paper, but it's
Right.
not ridiculous. The two of you can do it. And just set it down. The only thing that I'm concerned about is that you're gonna have to cut into your wall,
Oh, yeah.
okay?
Yeah.
Or just take that board off.
No, I got too.
No.
It's too thick
No.
there.
Oh,
Like it's too.
So just
it's
take
double.
a Sawzall,
Yeah.
and so all you got to do then
Yeah.
is just measure the thickness of the lid, and then plus the mastic,
Yeah.
and just draw a line, and so then you'll just cut into there, so it'll just.
Yeah. No, I got it.
Yeah.
That's no worries. Yeah. Piece of cake. Okay. Yeah. No, I think it's good, and hopefully you can find something. The 5/8.
I've got about a half a dozen places that I can go.
Okay. And then I don't think I'd need this this pump. If that was the problem, I shouldn't need the pump. And in my opinion, the only problem is a break out there, or a plug out there, or whatever.
Yeah.
To me, like if I was,
That is just going to be the best time to have addressed that
yeah,
was when you had it all dried up,
right.
because that's just going to be a sloppy,
Oh yeah,
mucky,
yeah,
gooey job.
absolutely,
And,
yeah.
And I don't know what you think about this at all, but if that could dry up, if that didn't receive any more effluent out there, if
Yeah.
that could just get drier,
Yeah,
so the only way around that is
don't use it.
is to put a pump in there.
And you think that's a break out there, or
Well,
or
Rob, that okay, there or I mean it's coming to the surface right here,
Yeah.
and honestly, I mean it's right there.
yeah,
It's where it is, and this very well may be where this discharge line joins the laterals.
I would think, yeah,
It's gonna be close, you know. So everything runs here, eh?
yeah,
So, and it's not going to be very deep here.
Depth is usually what on the laterals.
Okay, back when this was put in,
Yeah.
there was no usually.
Oh,
It
okay.
it was whatever the installer whatever his best practice was. That's what it was. There was no rules.
So they didn't have to go below frost on this kind of stuff?
So typically, this line here will be 18 inches.
That's
Below
it. Eh?
surface.
Yeah, I didn't think it was very deep. Yeah, but that makes sense. If that main comes off of here,
And then
and then it branches off to the.
it will. So I mean, I say it's right there, but and I think it is.
Every summer it's green
always
here,
green this
and
way?
there's two or
Okay.
three. That's
Okay.
it. Like
Yeah. And back then you probably only had 3.
yeah. I mean, there's been 4 of us in here for 12 years now,
Yeah.
right? So yeah, I like the idea of pumping out, letting it dry up, and
Pumping it out.
yeah, instead of letting it flow here, this can dry up, and then you can dig this up. So yesterday I went out and I picked up this Everbuilt 1.6 horsepower submersible pump that I will hook a garden hose to and drop into our affluent side of the tank so that we can pump it out and away from the field, in hopes that we dry up that surface area that's on the grass, and that way we can dig that up, find the distribution box, and then clean it out or repair it, whatever needs to be done with it. I don't feel comfortable pumping this just out into the field, so I went ahead and picked up a tank from a buddy of mine, and I'm going to pump it into that tank.
So as you can see, we did pump the tank out yesterday, as you know, and the water level is still pretty low, but once we start doing laundry again, this will start to fill up. So I want to pump this water that comes up in here out into the above ground tank. So that's what we'll go ahead and do. I'll try to put it on the cleanest side so that we're not sucking up too much of the sludge. There it is. And that should take care of any water that comes up, and it'll put it out into the storage tank above ground for now. And then once that field area that's got standing water on it dries up, hopefully in a week or two, then I can start to dig that up and find that distribution box, and that will probably be for another video.
Well, thanks for watching, guys. It looks like there's gonna have to be a part 2 to this project. We still need to find the breather tube for the concrete bell, and we're gonna have to dig up the ground where the distribution box is and repair that. So I hope this video has helped some of you guys that may be having problems with your own septic tanks, especially if you have an older concrete tank and a gravity field like ours. I know I learned a lot on how the system works and how it's supposed to work. And I hope this video helps some of you guys with any problems you may be having, or even just general knowledge if you have a septic system. So once again, thanks for watching. If you like the video, hit the like button, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you're notified when we upload part 2 of our septic project. Thanks for watching.